The first rule of Rehabbers Club is talk about Rehabbers Club.
The second rule of Rehabbers Club is talk about Rehabbers Club.
Accept the challenge. Welcome to the story of our first rehab in a historic district.
San Antonio has a wealth of historic houses and commercial buildings. We have over 10,000 structures that are designated landmarks or in our local historic districts. Many thousands more are potentially historic. These are the homes, businesses, churches, and community spaces that collectively make San Antonio unique. The preservation and adaptive reuse of these resources contributes to the economic, cultural, and environmental sustainability of this wonderful community we call home. Unfortunately, older buildings can fall into disrepair over time due to vacancy and neglect, and this can hinder redevelopment and contribute to decline. To some, it may seem like demolition is the only remedy, but it isn't.
I think when we started out, this was a progression in our rehabbing business, and we had heard many times that rehabbing a historic property was going to be not just a hassle with the city permit process, but also just the materials and the workmanship and the process itself was going to be more cumbersome and a little bit more difficult.
When I come into a property, I look for that great curb appeal, that great porch, and then I look to say, what can I add to it to reinvigorate that house? And this area, it's just so easy to do. Everything's already got so much character. What I'm adding to it is just giving it new life. It's not taking from it. It's not making it new. It's just literally reinvigorating it and bringing it out there.
Be personally invested, find a place that you really want to live, and really be a part of the neighborhood and get to know your neighbors.
So everybody's got a lot of passion, and it's kind of contagious, and it made me want to stay close to home. I don't think I could do this job doing any other type of house other than historic. We love all the little surprises they bring us, and it's really wonderful to see an old house that's falling apart come back to life.
Our historic building fabric provides us with a sense of pride and contributes to the quality of life and authenticity of our city. That authenticity is what makes San Antonio a desirable place to live or start a business. Demolition is irreversible and it erodes the historic fabric, which is why we must be cautious about allowing it in our neighborhoods and our downtown. While one demolition may seem reasonable, we can lose our community character one seemingly reasonable decision at a time. So, if not demolition, then what? Rehabilitation is the answer. Rehab is good for the local economy. It preserves and enhances our local identity. Adaptive reuse of existing buildings is the height of being green, and most importantly, it's rewarding and fun.
What's most fun about these properties is you're taking, for example, our house was 115 years old and had been neglected and abandoned for I don't know how many years. And so you're taking something that is nobody's paying attention to, and you're turning it back into something that's beautiful and useful and will be around and enjoyed by families for generations to come.
I mentioned previously that we like to reuse as much of the original hardware, doors, trim as possible. We were able to salvage some wood windows out of a home in Alamo Heights to bring over here to help piece together wood windows for this historic project.
For many, taking on a fixer-upper may seem daunting. Myths about old buildings and about the design review process contribute to prolonged vacancy. We know that sometimes it's just a matter of matching the right person with the right building. Sometimes it's introducing that person to people who can help or providing encouragement and camaraderie at just the right time. That's where the SA Rehabbers Club comes in.
I think networking is the most important thing that you can do, especially when it comes to projects like this, because if you have a contractor flake out or there's a question that you might not know the answer to, the best thing to do is go to an expert.
People really, really want to help you, and a lot of people have passion for doing this in these areas, and they really want to see these neighborhoods and homes get revitalized.
I think what we really learned as we finished this project is it's not as difficult as one is led to believe. Working with the city and the permit process has been extremely easy.
I think it's really important to get involved with your neighborhood association and to volunteer with nonprofits that are involved in the neighborhood already. We have Girls Zone, local elementary schools, the Resurgence Collaborative, Green Space Alliance also did our garden here. I volunteer with that also.
Through the Rehabbers Club, we will empower everyday people to take on rehabilitation by connecting them with experts and providing training and resources. Ultimately, the preservation of our city is achieved project by project. We are here to support all the many people that are preparing our irreplaceable historic buildings for the next century and beyond.